Tonight on Capitol Hill, tensions flared during a high-stakes hearing with Attorney General Pam Bondi as lawmakers reignited one of the most disturbing scandals in modern history, the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case.
I have a UC.
Ms. Crockett from Texas is recognized for UC.
Thank you so much. Donald Trump's approval rating implodes on his strongest issue. This is from Newsweek today. It says 40% of people approve of Trump's handling of immigration and border security, while 60% disapprove.
Without objection,
that is a
admitted.
net drop
Now I recognize the gentleman
20.
from California, Mr. Liu.
Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for being here today. I'm going to show you two photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you two photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law Congress passed, you were allowed to redact photos to protect the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You redacted the photos of this victim's face because you were following the congressional law. Is that correct?
I'm sorry that we redacted the victim's
Because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that please put the photos back up, that we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty of a crime. That's why I find it absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before
I agree with you.
You twice.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Never
I agree with
mentioned
you. I agree with you. During
Were you not here
during
then?
the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
that,
Trump.
though?
I want to move on to another
Can I
question.
answer your question about protecting
You
Prince
answered the
Andrew?
question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's a video. Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm reclaiming my time.
be
I got your
released.
answer. You said there's no
President
evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman,
that
please
he
stop the
sign
clock. Stop the clock.
the legislation. This is
I'd like to
ridiculous.
reclaim my time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was gonna stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I did not ask a question,
but
Mr.
he doesn't
You're
want
allowed
to talk
to.
about
I did
the
not ask a
horrific crime
question.
in California. He does not want to talk about
I did not ask a
crime
question.
in his state.
She can't just
Madam Attorney
ad-lib
General.
stuff. I did not ask a question.
Meeting will be in order. The gentleman has yielded back his time. I think our next witness will be.
What began as a routine procedural exchange quickly escalated into a sharp confrontation over transparency, accountability, and whether powerful individuals were shielded from justice. If you care about government accountability and real oversight, make sure you subscribe and stay with us for fact-based breakdowns that go beyond the headlines. The hearing opened with Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas entering a Newsweek article into the record, highlighting what she described as a troubling political backdrop. According to the report, former President Donald Trump's approval rating on immigration and border security, long considered one of his strongest issues, has slipped significantly, with 40% approving and 60% disapproving. While that exchange was brief, it set the tone for a broader theme of the hearing: public trust in institutions and leadership. But the temperature in the room rose sharply when Representative Ted Lieu of California took his turn questioning Attorney General Bondi. Lieu introduced 2 photographs of former Prince Andrew attending social gatherings with Jeffrey Epstein. These images, part of the broader public record surrounding Epstein's network, were shown in the context of redactions made by the Department of Justice. Lieu pressed Bondi on whether the redactions, specifically the obscuring of a victim's face, were done in compliance with congressional mandates to protect victims of sex trafficking. Bondi confirmed that the redactions were made pursuant to congressional law. At first glance, that might sound procedural, even uncontroversial. The Federal Victims of Trafficking Protection Act requires that victims' identities be protected to prevent further harm, retaliation, or public exposure. Redacting identifying features in photos is a standard practice when releasing materials connected to trafficking investigations. It is designed to protect survivors, not suspects. But Lieu's line of questioning quickly moved beyond procedure. He argued that under federal law, not only can traffickers themselves be held criminally responsible, but so can individuals who knowingly patronize or benefit from a trafficking operation. That is a crucial legal point. The law does not only target organizers, it also creates liability for those who allegedly participated as clients if they knew or should have known they were engaging in a trafficking enterprise. That is where the controversy lies. Lieu accused the Department of Justice of effectively protecting Epstein's clients, including high-profile figures like Prince Andrew, by closing the case on Epstein's alleged abusers last July. His language was sharp, calling it despicable to shield powerful individuals while victims continue to seek justice. For viewers trying to understand the bigger picture, here is what is at stake. Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019 while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. His death did not end the legal and moral questions surrounding his network. Survivors have consistently argued that Epstein did not act alone and that powerful enablers, facilitators, and clients were never fully held accountable.